Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong. Welcome to the back office. I have another camera. I'm on a roll with cameras at the moment, and this is a FinePix S20 Pro. And I'm just telling you now, I'm holding this thing, and it feels horrible. It feels absolutely horrible. And I just want to compare that to, this is the sort of one we had before. See how this is much smaller? That fits really neatly in your hand. You can just grab that. But this thing, your fingers hardly can go around it. And the reason is they've replaced the sort of battery module with actual batteries rather than a lithium cell. And it's a bit odd because I've got lots of later style DSLRs like this which manage to sort of incorporate batteries and a comfortable grip. But this was early days in the Wild West, I think. So just to sort of give you an overview of it, it's let's have a look at the lenses and whatnot. Let's have a zoom in or not with our lens. It's a Super EBC function lens, optical zoom, 6 optical zoom, 128 to 3.1, 7.8 to 46.8. This is really seems to be quite standard Samsung, Fuji stuff. Just notice something here. What's that? Something for an external trigger, perhaps. Again, these are very weird. They're not. I don't really know. They're not quite bridge cameras, but they're sort of their own strange format. Macro mode button there. Shift, continuous autofocus, single autofocus, manual focus. You've got all the focuses, info, power connector, and while we're at it, we're going to throw in something into that. Let's open the panel. Standard USB, hooray, Firewire and video out, all useful stuff. And if you watched my last video, you'll know that I'm considering maybe trying to use these with webcams. You've got an optical view, digital viewfinder, but it's got a focus setting which is quite cute. That's a nice feature. Electronic viewfinder, display, Fuji's super fine settings mode. So this means it has the latest software. If I can figure out how do we turn it on. That's how we turn it on. Oop, lens popped out, just like the other one. Standard menu back. So this is where all of these features start to become quite standardized on the Fuji cameras. So this, if you've got one of the later sort of DSLR type bodies. I'm noticing the screen is a bit random. It's showing a bit of random rubbish, so there's a problem there. Compact flash memory card, so that's a bit of blast from the past. But also you can use this XD picture card. And it actually happens that I found an XD picture card the other day. I think I slammed it in a box somewhere, but finally I've got something to use it on. So let's turn this back on again. All of the controls at the top where you want your bracketing and exposures and flash and whatnot. Flash pops out as per standard now. Again, all auto focusing. Where's the zoom? Oh yes, here you go. The telephoto and wide modes are actually right where you want them on your thumb. But it doesn't seem... Oh yeah, there we go. Don't know if you can hear that. Yep, it's certainly trying to do it, but unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, this screen seems a bit naff, so I might have to open this up and have a look to see what's happened. Might have had a bang. But yeah, God, it's really noisy. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but it's whirring away. If you put it in that continuous autofocus, it's really going nuts, so I'm going to knock that off. So yeah, there you have it. Although it's, I like this on the side. This is a trick, by the way, we see here 13.2 zoom because it's got 6.6 optical and 2.2 digital. That's a cheat. Only look at the optical zoom on the camera. Now I just thought of one more use for these sorts of cameras. If I find that it's not very satisfactory using them as webcams, of course I could give them away for people in need of cameras, which I don't think there's many people in need of a camera these days. So another nice experiment will be to remove the infrared filters. So that inside them they're going to have an infrared filter, and this is a polarizing filter, so this has got a different purpose, but just to give you the idea, imagine you've got some infrared light coming through, and infrared will be being blocked out you know, infrared UV. You don't need that. You only want visible spectrum hitting the CCD. So if you let those lights through, of course, it looks really strange. So you get this, you know, a bit like what a bumblebee sees. But it'll be cute to sort of adjust this, to sort of just change it so it just works in a different optical range, and we can probably take all sorts of weird looking pictures that way. Please feel free to let me know down below if you've done any experiments with cameras looking at sort of the different parts of the sort of what is it? Are we talking the light spectrum, the energy spectrum, whatever? The spectrum of energy stuffs. Please feel free to click subscribe and like, and as ever, thanks for watching.